I think one of the advantages that we have at ISG is that fundamentally ISG is a strategic sourcing organization. And so in our dedicated energy business, we've really tried to adopt a lot of those very disciplined practices, apply it to the sourcing of energy, and we have seen great results as in conjunction with that. So for any new client, the first step is always getting our arms around their energy data. So we initially conduct a pretty thorough assessment, bringing in all of their historical utility invoices, taking a look at a lot of those contracts, and that really tells us where to prioritize immediate opportunities. And usually that means starting with the supply side, which is where you have the ability to go out and source electricity and natural gas, for instance, out on the open market. Or it could mean negotiating with regulated utilities where you have a tariff, menu of rate options. And then we use that information to inform us in terms of what might be the best facilities or spend to target relative to energy conservation or energy efficiency opportunities. So collectively, we really pull together this integrated offering that allows us to leverage your supply side cost, use other market intelligence that we have relative to where incentives and rebates might be available, but ultimately in aggregate we're able to reduce that cost in a much better way than if we were focused on those things individually. A lot of companies, I think, incorrectly assume that they have their arms around their energy spend because they're really thinking that there are a couple of areas that I can address and I'm actively addressing, and that is one, purchasing energy, for instance, in deregulated markets, whether that's natural gas or electricity. And then in some cases, they might work with various providers to audit facilities, to look for very specific energy efficiency projects. But there are areas of a spend that most don't understand that is addressable. And therefore those at the C-suite level sort of trust that the stakeholders that they have responsible for this energy category maybe has their bases covered, when in reality they do not, because they don't have the time to devote toward it, because obviously they have lots of other opportunities, and two, they may not be educated enough because they're not out in the market all day, every day in the same way that we are. One of our primary clients has a number of different business units, anything from national retail to distribution to manufacturing. And when we initially engaged this client, we really didn't even have access to information. So we were able to capture all their utility invoice data. We loaded that into a very robust energy information system. And from that, we were able to start addressing their supply side costs, for instance. So this is a client with about a $35 million a year electricity and or natural gas spend across about 1,800 locations. And within the first year, we were able to identify and implement about $2.2 million in savings from electricity and natural gas supply contracts. And along the way, we learned a lot by getting access to that information. With clients like this, the more intimate we become involved with their data and with their sites, the more opportunities that we're typically able to uncover and ultimately move forward on.